What is going down, sourdough squad? Good to see you on this beautiful Tuesday. We're going to get into the tape. We're going to look at Brock Purdy. We're going to look at the offense as a whole and all the different things that come along with it. You already know what to do. Drop that SDS in the chat, smash that like button, and let's get ready for a fire film breakdown. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Are y'all ready? I think you are. But as you know, 49ers like to drop news right when I go on. So still finishing up some multitasking here. But that gives us enough time to let some other people come in here, vibe out a little bit. And guess what? This time tomorrow, I will be in Seattle. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. I will be in enemy territory, ready to take on the Sea Chickens and everything that comes along with it. So definitely looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But we are going to get into the film today, and I think we're going to handle it pretty similarly to how we did it last week. We're going to just go chronologically. We're going to start at the beginning. We're going to work our way through it. We're going to get the build up. We're going to see situationally how well Brock performed. And again, a lot like last week. Spoiler alert. Brock played very similar to how he did last week against the Dolphins. So we're going to have some good stuff to look at. Before we get into that completely right away, we did have some injury updates because, as we know, that is something that's kind of continued on throughout the week. A lot of injuries, but Kyle Shanahan spoke to the media today. Brock Purdy will be practicing today in a limited fashion. He had the oblique injury. MRI came back negative, so that's phenomenal news for Brock moving forward. Really puts his availability for the game against Seattle in a good spot. So it does look like Brock Purdy is getting ready to play. And then we got a timetable for return. We reported on this yesterday via Jordan Schultz. But Kyle Shanahan's timetable for return is right on par with that. So it looks like Deebo Samuel has an opportunity to return week 17 against the Raiders, which I think is a perfect time to get him back and get ready for the playoffs. So I like it. As long as it's not season ending and we'll have this man back for the playoffs, I think that's all we can ask for moving forward. So that's great news. And the 49ers also signed a defensive tackle earlier today to the practice squad. Absolutely going to destroy his name, so I apologize in advance. But they signed a defensive tackle, Mike Dwumfor. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Destroyed your name. But also, they placed defensive back Dante Johnson on the practice squad injured reserve in order to make room for this move. So that's the little news that we've gotten today. And let's get into it, shall we? All right. Let's get out of this and let's get into the tape. As you can see, we let our hair down for this review because it's one of those types of games. Let's start with the first play. I think the first play is important. I think the first play is a tone setter for what this day was for Brock Purdy, why he continues to impress at a really high level. And again, this guy's built he's built differently. Got absolutely smoked. First play of the game. After all the hype leading into this week of Mr. Irrelevant versus the GOAT. How is Brock going to respond? All the BCB hype, all of it. What's going to happen? This is what happens first play of the game. My goodness. Whop. He gets obliterated. Completely chin checked. I mean, we talked about a lot last week. We talked about the free rushers that defenses were able to scheme open, and this is what the first play of the game was. If it they didn't get the penalty for pass interference, it would be interesting to see what the response was, but according to Purdy and Kyle Shanahan, this was an audible. He checked out of the play. You can see the check right there, but he audibled in his head to the wrong play, so he wasn't aware of essentially the nickel blitz coming to dethrone him. So this was an error on him. He owned it, and he got rocked as a result. Okay, not a big deal. Next play, I'm like, okay, get up, Rook. You got this. Well, all right, he's gonna sling it. He's gonna get. He's gonna. Oh. Uh-oh. I was in the stands and I was like, uh-oh. I was like, he just got absolutely smoked. And then you have like a little miscommunication. I don't know what the hell that was, but it wasn't a successful play. And you're like, uh-oh. What's going to happen next? Thankfully, Brock Purdy got it together and they were able to continue to drive down the field. And this is where we're going to get our opening score of the game. What you got right here is we're going to get a little play action boot. What I love so far with what Kyle Shanahan is doing and how, and we're going to see this a lot more, especially with this tape, is Brock Purdy's mobility and the way he's able to move within the pocket, out of the pocket, all those different types of things. It was funny. I came across an interview that Larry Krueger did with Brock Purdy from the locker room, and they were talking about like who Brock kind of emulates his game after, or like who he watched in college and things like that. He said Drew Brees. I'm like, okay, Drew Brees. I was like, I can actually see that a little bit, and he'll show you right here for yourself a little bit of that Drew Brees. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. There we go. We'll see a little bit of that Drew Brees stepping tall in the pocket, delivering right over the middle, right where the vacated hole is left by the linebacker who's basically, is that a linebacker? No, that looks like a safety. So that's a safety. You're going to get both the linebackers with this little twist game. You can see right here, they got the numbers that they wanted for the most part, but Brock Purdy's able to get the ball out on time and take advantage of the space that both these linebackers give up, and he's able to fit it in there. So again, good job by the rookie being able to understand and read the field properly and delivering the ball to the right spot. Good throw. First down. All right, the drive continues. Okay, we're settling down. Right? We were a little nervous with how it started. It didn't start out too great, but what do we continue to do? I put a lot of emphasis last week. I don't want to say I challenged the offensive line because I don't speak to the offensive line during the season. I let them do their thing, but I've talked about the offensive line a lot. I even challenged them, go away from the gap scheme because they are just not executing at a high level. Well, let me show you what high level gap scheme looks like. This is it. You got Juice pulling. You're going to get Kittle following. Kittle's going to wrap up into the hole. You're going to get Levante David flash into the hole. Kittle's able to get the correct leverage. Hips matter in this regard because you can see the natural hole it creates. And of course, Christian McCaffrey with the elite vision and phenomenal down block with the double to backer from Trent Williams and Aaron Banks make that happen. Also, get a shout out Brandon Ayuk for getting a hat on the cornerback to allow CMC to get loose, and it's a very positive gain. But this is phenomenal blocking up front. Great job by Juice. Great job by Kittle. Great job by Trent Williams. And again, when you see successful runs within this scheme, these three guys are often involved. If not Trent, if they're not running to Trent's side, these two guys are involved on a consistent basis. Fantastic play. I'm going to go ahead and believe that they listened and they watched the streams and they're like, "Oh, Brad's talking about the O-line and how they need to step up." All right, bet. Here we go. Watch us work. This might have been Mike McGlinchey's best game of the year. I really appreciated Mike's effort in this game. I felt like he was playing with a little bit more confidence. Again, you could see it in his body language sometimes. Felt like a good day for Big Mike. I think this was Mike's best game of the year, or arguably up there. He's going to essentially be your lead blocker. Gets his hat on the defensive back. Kittle is lined up as the fullback. This is what makes Kittle so special. And then Debo does the rest. This is the play where Debo takes out the cameraman and he did the little step over and, you know, had to apologize for it. But this is a great play. Great play by Mike. Great play by Kittle. You're going to get a great seal from Tyler Kroft here to ensure that you're not getting any pressure. And he clears. And then everyone else does the rest. You have Trent Williams, of course, on the backside making people look silly. Looks like 92. I don't know what 92 is doing, man. He's like, I'm just going to tackle these feet because I'm falling anyways. So I'm going to make it look like I'm doing it on purpose. And I'm just going to tackle Brock Purdy. But it's essentially Trent Williams literally using a swim move. It's like a defensive line move. Swim. It's beautiful. Well blocked. Again, we started this drive with Brock Purdy getting absolutely demolished. We just went through the first drive. We didn't skip one play. We just banged through it. And so you can kind of see the progression for the rookie. One of the keys that I really wanted to see this week in watching the tape was how he was going to respond, right? That's what we're looking for with young players. How do they respond? You had a good game against the Dolphins. How are you going to respond with all the hype, the being in the spotlight, all those different types of things? What are you going to do? Brock Purdy gets smoked the first play, misses Debo Samuel on the second, but is able to stay engaged and is able to have a successful drive that leads into a touchdown. Now, it wasn't all perfect up front. Definitely wasn't all perfect up front. Brendel got bench pressed a little bit, but it looks like Brendel got up having a conversation with Aaron Banks. I think he was anticipating Banks to double. So that's why he split like that. He was expecting Banks to fill, and he didn't. So it looked a lot worse than it really was. So, and you can see them talking. That's just That's a miscommunication. They're talking it out. They're figuring it out. That happens on the offensive line. It just happens. But let's go to this next play. So in my notes here, I've got Brock scrambles, showcases pocket awareness and movement abilities. So let's see. Show us what you got, Rook. Oh, uh, I don't know if I finished my story about Brock Purdy talking about who he tries to emulate or watch on tape. First one was Drew Brees. The second one was Russell Wilson. And when I heard that, and then I watched this tape, and he said, I watched Russell Wilson. Now, Russell Wilson this year has been god awful, but we know the old Russell Wilson very well. Now, think about that and kind of watch a play like this kind of evolve. Like, kind of looks a little bit like Russell Wilson. And I was like, oh, like a light bulb click for me because I've watched a lot of Russell Wilson and he's one of my favorite guys to comp to because he's very mobile. He's able to have, before this year, Russell Wilson had phenomenal pocket awareness, an ability to extend and keep plays alive. And if everything breaks down, we know what Russell Wilson does. He beats you with his feet. Well, when was the last time? I mean, I don't want to compare him to anyone. I'm really trying not to, but this is great. He reads through his progressions. He stands tall in the pocket. He's able to sense the pressure coming, bails out, resets, doesn't see anything. But if you're going to look from this angle, watch this portion of the field and watch it be completely vacated. So he's going to spin out, reset, but look at where the wide receivers are going. They're going here, and he has the awareness to understand that this entire side of the field is completely opened up. So he just says, I'm going to take off. And not only does he take off, but he also shows you that he can stop these defenders in their tracks with a pump fake, right? We've talked about the pump fake before. We've talked about like how he manipulates defenders. See this? See this? This is manipulation. This is to buy him time. The kind of running with the ball loose, kind of pulling up just a little, his little pump fake showing the ball. It causes the DB to break down a little bit. Kind of got to chop his steps up because he's like, oh, is he going to throw right off behind me? Nope, just manipulate you and dive forward for the first. So the Russell Wilson thing, it's making more sense. I'm like, okay. The Drew Brees, kind of Russell Wilson. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see it. I see why you watch them, and I see why you try to emulate your game after them. And again, these are simple throws, quote unquote simple throws, but he executes them so well. He's basically already like beginning his process of throwing before the ball even arrives. He's already getting that back foot back, and starting the process of the throw. And he has a freaking whip. We talk about this all the whip. Now watch me whip. You see it. He's got the whip. And that you're going to see time and time again. We haven't really had the San Francisco 49ers haven't really had great success with wide receiver screens. And I think a lot of it has to do with the timing that involves some of the quarterback as well. He's really good timing. He gets the ball in a hurry And that ability to take a like like just enough of like a portion of a second off is the difference in some of these guys getting blocks and not getting blocks. So it might seem small, might not seem, it was uh, a small little screen pass. But again, oh, look, we talked about this last week as well. He knows how to fit this ball by defenders. Like, this isn't, we talked about it last week. It was a trend. The trend continues. So he's continuing to show he has the ability to get it done, and it's a lot of fun to watch. This one I think is going to be a good one. What is this? Brock play action, steps up, drops dime to Kittle. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Again, it's not going to be one of those 50-yard bombs. It's not going to be like a Patrick Mahomes bomb throw, but again, the pocket awareness, the pocket mobility, keeping eyes downfield, throwing off platform. This is a rookie. This is the guy that all 32 teams, I guess I should say 31 teams, thought was undraftable. Play action. Turn your back to the defense. They got run action up front. They're going to pull banks to make it look like run to try to get the linebackers to suck up and bite on run. He gets there to his spot, so he wants to plant and basically throw, but he has the wherewithal to understand that he's got a rusher coming right at him, makes him miss, steps up. Not only does he step up, but he steps away. So again, how many times are we going to talk about this guy sneaking the ball past these defenders? The reason why he doesn't just throw from here is because he has a defender in the middle of his passing lane. So what does he have to do? Spatial awareness. He has to get on the opposite side of this defender, and he whips it right past him. Again, spatial awareness. These aren't flukes. He has legitimate spatial awareness of what he needs to accomplish to complete passes. He's a short guy. He understands he's short, so he has built-in mechanisms for how he needs to be successful. And that's what makes Brock Purdy a really good quarterback. Again, he could have thrown it right here, but he's not tall enough to just drop this right over the defensive tackle. He's got to move over into the passing lane and fit it right by the head of the defensive tackle. Completion. This guy, again, I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. Oh, we're not trying to get too excited. No. This is fantastic what this guy's doing in his second career start. No, first career start. Excuse me. 7. What was this one? Was it this? So this play wasn't like ultra successful, but I love the concept. So we've seen, I think, Benjamin Slowick, I believe's his name. I saw he did a film breakdown on a Mike McDaniel's concept where you see Kittle at the top of the screen. They're going to bring him in motion. They did this with Tyreek Hill, but it was essentially to get Tyreek Hill open. It was to get Tyreek Hill off press and get Tyreek Hill a running start, and then they got Tyreek Hill out in the flat or something like that. But how does Kyle use it with Kittle? Kyle's like, all right, we're gonna give Kittle a full steam, basically a sprint into a block. Like, I think if they go into the drawing board they're gonna say, "We need to get the linebacker here, or number 30, whoever number 30 is, the safety playing up, or whoever the hell, nickel, whoever that is." They're probably gonna say, "Maybe get that guy." But I love the concept of running Kittle full speed across the formation into a block. That stuff just makes me happy, and I'm excited to see if they continue to develop that further. So, but again, Christian McCaffrey is for real. He's elite and is going to just be one of those pickups that is the ultimate difference maker for the San Francisco 49ers moving forward, and especially with the rookie quarterback. We can say all we want about Brock Purdy, how well he's been playing, but a guy like Christian McCaffrey is going to make things a lot more easier on him. And again, this guy is a master of angles. He understands geometry, he understands the flow, and just making these simple basically little like mini cuts, the way he's able to use the flow of the defense against them to cut back against the grain, but in such like he's not going crazy with all these different cuts. It's very subtle, efficient, and effective, and he's able to get big yards as a result. It's really fantastic. If we look across the board, you're going to get Juice leading the way. He's able to get a piece of the edge. Trent goes up to linebacker and is able to wash out Devin White. You're going to get a double to backer here. You can see the double. Banks has eyes up. Linebacker flows over the top, so he peels, and so that's where you get this wall created. On the backside, you're going to get Brunskill and McGlinchey doing the same thing, double to backer, but McGlinchey's trying to wall this. And look at this. This block right here, got to give a lot of credit first to Kyle Juszczyk. You got to give a lot of credit to both Brendel and Banks, and you have to give credit to Brunskill and McGlinchey here. McGlinchey does a phenomenal job of getting head across, taking over the block, and stopping progress to allow Christian McCaffrey to be able to cut up field. It's really nice. It's nice work, boys. Nice work, boys. Is this toss crack? Yeah. Again, we just talked about CMC's ability to just make the slightest cuts and the just slightest reads to get him open. Like he's cutting north and south while the entire offensive line is moving east-west. And he times it perfectly. Like, that's beautiful. That's poetry in motion right here. Like, as an offensive lineman, this kind of stuff gets me super excited. You're going to get it's a toss crack. You're going to get Brandon Ayuk cracking back on the defensive end. You're going to get Juice to the outside. Again, this probably you ideally for Banks here want to get this is probably not a win, but because you have a running back like Christian McCaffrey who has the ability to cut back, he's able to take advantage of this, and he understands his leverage here. If Christian McCaffrey pushes into this hole, he's getting tackled. So he has the ability to read that Banks wasn't able to reach block this, so he cuts back against the grain. And it's perfect because also, if you look over here, Brunskill's trying to get to backer. He's trying to get there. He's not able to get in front of him because guess what? Devin White's hella fast. Get a great block here by Brendel. He's able to reach. That's a beautiful reach block by Brendel. But this cut is able to take advantage of two guys that you could probably say missed their blocks. Miss them, but they don't give up on the play, and your running back can read it and cut off of it. Fantastic. Like, we've seen plays where we've had rookie running backs where they will just continue, they'll run right here. They'll just cut it up. They'll just run straight. But this is the difference with Christian McCaffrey and why he's really going to be a difference maker for this team moving forward. I think we got a screen. The other wide receiver screen. Again, I talked about it earlier. A lot of this screen success has to do with the timing that Purdy has and the ability and how quickly he can get the ball to these players and the positioning of the ball that allows Debo Samuel to still move forward. I mean, you can argue you want the ball on the other side of Debo's head so that it's more he's running onto the ball essentially, but it's still enough where he's able to get forward momentum while catching it, and he's able to basically turn on the burners and drop his shoulder. Again, I think we're seeing some of the wide receiver screen game see success because Brock Purdy is getting the ball out quickly. It's a big part of him as well. We got a miss here, so you're going to get a play action rollout. Again, I love the ability to move Brock Purdy out of the pocket. This one probably could have a little bit better accuracy on this, but still, I like that he takes the shot. You can see it kind of goes onto Croft's back shoulder, but they're able to get the pass interference because of that, because Croft is going to fight back towards the ball and 22 doesn't have his head around, so it's going to create contact and they draw the penalty. So it's still a win-win, but probably want to get this ball more on the sideline so that you can give Croft an opportunity to kind of stretch out and get it. But again, still the ability to make throws on the run, his little hop into his throw on the move, the ball still comes out really nice. So it's a nitpick. Yeah, you probably want to get that ball a little bit in front of him, but it's really not that bad. All right. So I think we're going to be coming up on the scramble. Yeah. So let's get to the scramble. Fantastic. Like, this guy's pocket awareness, his ability to move is super underrated. There's nothing open. Let's watch it again. Watch the receivers on this play. Watch all these guys go out into the end zone. You know, there's nothing here. You've got 3 guys in one zone. Nothing really open. You're going to get a little bit of outside pressure here, but McGlinchey does a good enough job to get a piece to exact because this is what's going to happen. As an offensive lineman, you need to at least get a piece to allow your quarterback to step up into the pocket. Well, he steps up. Brunskill's getting a drive back a little bit, but he's able to find the lane. The fact that the defensive tackle grabs his shoulder actually gets him on track to cut back and score. This is fantastic. All right. Pocket awareness. Looks like he's looking juice. Juice looks like he's clearing out. I don't know. Neither Juice or Debo have head turned or are expecting the ball. And they kind of drop into the zone, but they're not open in time. Doesn't look like CMC's open if they're trying to create Some confusion with CMC leaking kind of out. Looks like they had that covered. Don't know if that was the first read here. I don't really know what the read progression is. I just know Brock Purdy identifies it. He feels the pressure, steps up. He gets grabbed, and the grab actually kind of slingshots him across Devin White's face, who's one of the most athletic linebackers in the NFL. It's a great job. And I think they cut out Kittle. We didn't get Kittle's fantastic celebration on the all 22. Too bad because that would have been phenomenal breakdown in, in that situation. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. This is the best play. I think this is it. All right, this is the best play from Brock Purdy on the day. This is elite. This is Patrick Mahomes elite. This is Josh Allen elite. This is just elite. There's no ifs, ands, buts. This is elite. Just watch it for yourself, and we'll kind of try to watch the way it develops. And kind of take it step by step. But this kid is showing some brass balls. Okay. Play action naked boot. All right. Naked means they're not blocking the defensive end. He's free. So it's up to the quarterback to be able to get the ball out in a hurry. If he can't, it's on him to figure it out. The hope is that the defensive end is going to bite on the play action and squeeze down the line of scrimmage. He does not. He's got his eyes on the quarterback. This is former first-round draft pick Joe Tyron Shoyinka, a physical specimen out of Washington. Again, we watched Jalen Phillips, physical specimen, Joe Tyron, physical specimen. Makes him miss. Steps up on the run, away, throws, and threads this pass. Like, what the? What is this? Who took Josh Allen and put him into and shrunk him? Like, this is like, if this was Josh Allen, no one would be surprised. If this was Josh Allen, this would be on every highlight package across America. This is like Josh Allen light. Makes him miss, steps up, throws, moving up. And threads it. Understands the defensive back is not looking at the ball. He's able to get it over this guy who comes off the other, off Jawan, and gets it in there. Like, what the hell, man? The whip is back. Like, that is accuracy. That is accuracy right there. Again, fits it over this underneath defender right behind trailing 22. My goodness. One more time from this angle. Again, this is elite. The best. This is his best throw from this game. It's insane. That's all him. He is him. That's all Brock Purdy. That's no one else. To make a guy miss, step up, throw on the move, thread it in between two defenders. Debo's just got to catch it. Fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. So This next play, I also have the word elite next to it. So let's see why I say elite pocket awareness on free rusher. Ah, very small, very subtle. But again, we keep coming back to pocket awareness, spatial awareness. This little sidestep is the difference between a sack and a completed pass. So watch for yourself. Sidestep that awareness. So we're gonna break down this little move. That floating to his right because he is able to identify that he's got a free rusher almost instantly. That ability to float, you can see he is being tackled while this ball is coming out. He has hands on and he is being tackled as this ball is coming out. If he doesn't take these steps here to step up into the pocket and away from that's a sack. If he stays on the hash, right? Like if he's a like what we call a statue. So if he stayed on the hash, right here is a sack, right? So you can see the space he creates, the time that he buys, eyes downfield, getting tackled, gets the pass. And then Debo's able to move forward for a first down. It's very small. It's not again one of these plays that you're going to see on the highlight reel most likely for Brock Purdy, but it just there's so much built into this. Uh the understanding of numbers that you have with protection sliding to your right. You don't have any back for help. You got they scheme up a free rusher and your ability to step away and keep the play alive, and it turns into a net positive versus a negative play. It's fantastic. Like what the heck? You know, I think it's okay to get excited about this man. I really do. I think it's time like if you had your reservations and we've had plenty of people show up on our lives being like it's been one game. It's this, it's that. Like, it's I think it's time. It's okay to come around to it. It's okay to see it and believe it because I understand it. We want to see it consistently, of course. Man, let's see. More subtleties. Play action. So you're going to show the ball. This is what they call the mesh point. It's effectively like a zone read play action. Resets the pump fake. Like, I can't understate it enough. Watch these three guys. Watch White, watch Levante David, and watch Joe Tyron. And watch what these guys do when he pumps. Pump, whoop, Tyron, White. Look at them. What is the significance of that? Because he knows he's bailing and he needs to buy some time. And it gets them to pause. It gets them to bite. It gets Levante David in the air. Just this pump. Pump right here. He probably let's look. Could he have fit this in to Kittle? Maybe. Could he have fit this in to Ray McLeod? Probably. But hey, wasn't feeling it for whatever reason. Pumps, gets out, still gets a positive gain. First down. Not quite first down. Almost first down. So still positive. So don't know why he didn't go to Kittle because I would imagine it was either first read Kittle, second read Ray, and your dump off is Juice. I don't know if he sensed pressure from behind him, if that was part of it, but he got out of there, but he's still able to keep a positive play. And the again, just the pump fake and how it the relation of the defense and how they respond to it and react to it. Um, this play, is this the one? No, it's the next one. So we got 3rd and 5. Second quarter, 49ers are up 14-0. They're snapping the ball from their 27-yard line. How to shotgun. And he throws an absolute freaking dime. Brock Purdy, man. BCB. Fantastic. Look at the ball placement. Upfield shoulder, away from the defensive back. Almost a better catch by Christian McCaffrey to be able to secure the ball. It kind of bobbled on him a little bit, but he was able to readjust and then get 2 feet down for one of the sickest touchdowns that we've seen all year from a San Francisco 49er. Like, what? Let's see, what do we get here? So, you got kind of like a little whip route from Ayuk. So, let's see. I don't know what this guy's doing. This is straight what is this? Straight man. So they're blitzing. They got 4. What is they've got all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 of these guys are up. You don't have anyone in this is a defensive tackle. You have both the linebackers, what looks to be in the A gaps. I think that's a defensive tackle. So they're showing a kind of exotic front, right? This is to kind of confuse a young quarterback. They bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have numbers with Kittle in as a blocker, so they get 6 on 6. Offensive line does an adequate job. I think Brendel got a little confused on who to commit to, but George Kittle does a phenomenal job of stepping up into the A gap and being able to create just enough spacing. And, doesn't even look like Brock can fully step into this throw. He knows he's going to get hit. You see him turn as a result to brace for the hit. But you get 6 on 6. They're going to get man coverage across the board. I don't know what this guy was doing. He got caught creeping in the backfield, and Brock Purdy just takes advantage of it. Throws the ball to the perfect spot where it needs to be and just puts it on the money. Phenomenal throw. Again, I think Brendel did his best to try to block 2. I don't know. I feel like if he understood that Kittle was staying in, that he takes 90. You leave 96. Kittle picks up 96. But regardless, gets enough. Dime. Fantastic. He is him. That's a rookie. First career start. First career start from Brock Purdy. Out here doing things like that. And I'm going to show you once we get to the Brandon Ayuk touchdown, there's another subtle nuance uh, where Brock Purdy again continues to shine. CMC again, just crazy. I did want to highlight Mike McGlinchey for his butt block here. Fantastic to be able to get the edge here. Again, I don't care how pretty it looks sometimes if you're an offensive lineman. He's able to get the leverage, and what he does is he straight up. This is like a what is it called in basketball? He's boxing out here, and he's able to create a traffic jam with basically 3 Buccaneers defenders, and I love that from Mike. I'll take that any day of the week. Let's go. I love it. Someone said interception. I don't think we've gotten to the interception yet. Interception's coming up. Interception's coming up. This one, Trent Pancake, CMC. So you're gonna get Trent out in front. I always love these types of blocks. Either if I was pulling or down blocking, because it's just a natural fit. It's really hard for, like, for example, if you swapped roles, if you had Trent try to reach 98 and then you had Juice try to pull out, it's just such a seamless block here to have Juice block down and then get Trent as a road grader on this pitch for CMC. Bodies 35. Beautiful. Good stuff. Let's go to 2030. I think this is a throw like that we've seen a lot on tape. Like, we've been doing film breakdowns, film reviews. And again, I'm not trying to compare and contrast anyone like on purpose. I'm just doing it based on like what we're used to. With Brandon Ayuk, how many times have we seen Brandon Ayuk run a route up the seam, anything past like 15 yards, and he's open, but he doesn't get the ball thrown to him? That's one of the changes that we're seeing with Brock Purdy in at quarterback is these deeper routes that we've been typically longing for that pass to be made. We're seeing, like, it's not often that we've seen, Brandon Ayuk run a route, 15, 25 yards down the field, find the soft spot in the zone on the numbers, and our quarterback puts it on him. Like, it's really not something that we've seen with a ton of consistency. But our rookie quarterback in his first career start is showing you how he has the ability to get the ball in a lot of different places, much more than we're used to. Really good job, man. Really good job. Great throw on the money. Perfect pass. It's really nice. And then guess what? You get the ball into Brandon Ayuk's hand. Oh, he can make guys miss. Look at that. So not only is Brock Purdy playing like really well and playing really like all things considered, the fact that he's a rookie, blah blah blah, all the storylines, and again, here you're gonna get another just really nice pitch and catch to Ray McCloud. He's able to facilitate. He's able to get the ball wherever the hell he wants to put it. And these are things that we've, even with Jimmy Garoppolo playing well, we're still like Jimmy leaves some throws out on the field that Brock Purdy is absolutely taking advantage of. So again, it's not meant to be a comparison, but that's all we have to contrast to. Oh, we got detail in the chat. Let's go. All right. I got Dart to CMC. I can't wait to get to the touchdown to Ayuk. It's coming up. And again, a lot to take away from it. Darts. Wake up, honey. Brock Purdy dart. Easy money. All right. We got the interception coming up. 3rd and 3. This play is going to be the INT. Let's take a look at it. And see why. Why was this? Oh, what's good, Brock? What's good, my boy? Hey, yeah, you're right on time. We're showing your pick. So this is a defensive lineman. I honestly believe that Brock just didn't see him. So you're going to get this kind of edge player over Kittle. And he just kind of dropping into zone. And I think Brock is focused. He doesn't see him. I think it's just a vision thing. I don't think he sees him kind of hanging out down here and fades into the zone. I think Brock is assuming he has this portion of the field open. So I think this is just a vision thing. All right. So, okay, Brock didn't see 98. They called the penalty, I believe, right here on Jawan Jennings or on the defender on Jawan Jennings because they called defensive holding. It got him to the ground. And so it wipes off an interception off the board. That's a big play. But still, Brock Purdy threw an interception. I think if you had to ask him himself, he's like, I'd want to have that one back. Clearly didn't see the defender drop into the zone and throw an interception. So what are you going to do next, Brock? We got Brock Purdy in the chat. So front row seats to we already watched the elite throw, but this one's just as elite too. And I think this play is interesting because actually Brandon Ayuk went on KMBR and he talked about this play and he said he didn't even know what the hell this play was. And I find that to be fascinating because I think basically the way Brandon Ayuk set this up, he's like, Kyle told me that they put this play in like late in the install. He said Ray messed up with this motion. I don't think he was supposed to motion. Where I got out of not this. Where am I going? This way, this way, this way, this way. So you get them so you can see so something's messed up here. Brock is trying to get Ray to stop and then tells him to just sit it down. So basically, the way Brandon Ayuk said, he's like, I didn't really know what to do. We didn't really know what to do. Like Brandon said, we didn't practice this once. We didn't have this look once in practice. We didn't do walkthrough. We didn't do none of that. So it was just kind of like, all right, let's let it rip. So obviously, the throw, the catch, touchdown, Brandon Ayuk does a really good job. And when we saw it on the broadcast, I saw the broadcast version. It looks like Brandon Ayuk absolutely cooks the defensive back here by just kind of this little, basically going into like this little drop at the top of his route. But I do want to make I want to make something apparent here that although I do think it's a great route by Brandon Ayuk because he's able to do this little chop step and he doesn't lose any speed, like that's fantastic. That's some of the elite route running traits that Brandon Ayuk has. His his ability to chop it down and then bounce out of it without losing any speed. But I want you to watch the relation. I think my head's in the way. Let me get my head out of the way. To the pump fake again. Brock the pump fake Purdy. Watch Brock. See the pump? See the pump? The pump is timed with the route. So the pump matches the breakdown of the route. You see that? So that shoulder gets cocked back. The defender is reacting. Steps up. Look at his eyes. Eyes are looking here. Pump fake resets. Has a looping defensive tackle. Lets it ride. Gets hammered. Touchdown. Watch this angle. You're going to get the looper. You're going to get a stunt. They're able to get free. The stunt worked. Whew. I mean, this guy's playing like a veteran. I don't, it's his first career start, dude. His first career start. Oh, sorry, I missed this one, Corey. What did Corey say? Corey said, looks like 98 may have stayed there because Jennings fell down. Could have been. That was on the previous play before. Sorry, I missed that, Corey. But thank you for the super chat. C. Romans coming in as well says, Brock made Ray sit to avoid the illegal double motion since Kittle mistakenly moves to the line of scrimmage at the beginning. Brock recognized it instantly, which is very impressive for a rookie. Well said. So the play is kind of a mess, right? There, Kittle steps up. You can have only so many guys on the line of scrimmage. You're going to get called for illegal formation. Brock is able to assess in real time, pre-snap, how to avoid that disaster, right? These guys are like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is not a great start to the play. Just fantastic. Again, this is a rookie who's playing like a veteran. Look at him. Tell him what to do. Stay here. Pump fake. Dime. Obviously, no, I'm not even going to say it. It's just a good throw, good catch. Brandon Ayuk out here cooking people. The relation of quarterback, wide receiver, pump fake, timing with the route break. Uh, it's a combination of these two guys working together to get it open. Beautiful. So, like I keep saying, I think it's okay to get excited. It's okay to be like, all right, I think we got something here in Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy might be good. I don't know. I don't think because the things that he's doing well are like ingrained into him. Like these these types of plays that he's making are they're like PhD level style. Well said. 4-year starter in college, very polished, very poised. That's exactly what it is. He's out here operating a pro style scheme with zero hesitancy. There isn't one lack of confidence. He's not lacking any confidence in how to operate it. Um, when things are breaking down, he has answers. Um, it's fantastic, man. Like he is not play. He doesn't look like a rookie. He looks like a freak. Like it's pretty wild. And then you get your run game blocked up. And this was the play that gave me goosebumps last night. So I was tweeting about this earlier, and I'd made it all the way this far into the tape. We've already seen a bunch of good Christian McCaffrey runs, but like this one, when I was watching it last night, I was like, about again, I don't know why I keep watching the tape at like 12 o'clock at night, but that's just how it worked out. And I just got goosebumps. I'm like, man, Christian McCaffrey is on the San Francisco 49ers doing stuff like this. And if Brock Purdy, the offensive line, and Christian McCaffrey can do things like this offense is going to be very difficult to stop because you get the blocking up front, but it's just this dude's got probably a doctorate, a master's, a PhD, whatever you want to call it in geometry because he gets angles. He understands the leverage, like the step and then the way he just bends this up the hole is the difference because it perfectly bends underneath Brendel's block because you have White flowing past the hole. It allows Brendel to get that block there. Again, they're pulling Juice. They're pulling Kittle. He could have followed Kittle, but he sees the natural hole open up. Banks does a great job. Brendel does a great job. CMC does the rest and just hugs it. That little it's so small. This little, that right there, that puts him on track, and then he makes a miss. Stiff arm. CMC, aka elite. This gave me goosebumps. Just like, wow. Christian McCaffrey is really on the San Francisco 49ers. And it's just like, man, if Purdy can play like this, if the offensive line is cooking, if CMC's running, Kittle and Juice are blocking, like what if All we need right now is Brock has proven he has the ability to do it. The ability's there. I don't think we can question the ability. It's can he take care of the football? If he takes care of the football, we got one little turnover that he got a mulligan on and was able to come back and score right away. If he takes care of the football, the 49ers offense isn't going to skip a beat. And the way the defense is playing right now, the kind of just overall like nature of the storyline is fantastic. And of course, always always our theme here is ending film with Jordan Mason runs because they're trying to close out the game and Jordan Mason is quickly becoming the closer for the 49ers offense and we'll take it. Jordan has this, not this one, but this next one. It says fire Jordan Mason run with great vision. All right, what does a fire Jordan Mason run look like with Jordan Mason? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feed this man, dude. Look at this ability from Jordan Mason here. Makes a guy miss, cuts back off the block, cuts against the grain. Like, what are we doing here? Look at this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, this dude's vision is up there with some of the better vision I've seen from 49ers backs in a while. And he's such a tough runner. You're not going to bring him down on arm tackles. He has fantastic cutting ability. Like, watch this angle of the way he just maneuvers through this offensive line. So good. What is this? Deep out to Jawan. Let's see. Oh, this particular throw from Brock, I think this is going to be his last throw. It just showcases again. It's more horizontal than anything else, but the ball just comes out with such good velocity. He really got a whip, man. I saw someone saying a while back that like he has no zip on his throws. And, you know, it's like, what tape are you watching tape? Are you looking? Or is that just something that we're trying to spin here? Because his ability to push this ball to the sideline in a hurry. Whew, great call out, Roman. Look at opposite side hash, outside the numbers, pitch and catch. Makes it look easy. Ooh, easy. Take it all day. Uh, I think we end it on a Jordan Mason run. Let's see what was this one about? Jordan Mason. Oh, Cook. Cook. Look at this. Look at this dude, man. Look at Jordan Mason. So inspirational. undrafted free agent, lost the starting job at Georgia Tech, and is now worked his way up the depth chart. He's beat out third round running back draft pick Ty Davis Price, and it's because he's can do this. He's physical, he's quick, he's explosive, he's got vision, he's got cuts, he got that dog in him. Oh yeah, the hive is buzzing. We love Jordan Mason. Shout out to Justin for putting me on game right after the draft. He's like, "Hey man, you got to check out this Jordan Mason." He's like, "Check out this Jordan Mason." After they signed him as an undrafted free agent, I was like, "All right, I'll take a look." I was like, "Oh, I think you might be onto something here." And then we just saw throughout training camp, throughout preseason, this guy's for real. So the the tandem of CMC Jordan Mason. Okay, Debo's going to be out for a little while, right? That's going to suck. Um, but we'll get him back eventually. Until then, we'll let the boys tote the rock. San Francisco 49ers are in good hands, man. We've got 2 weeks now. We got one where Brock Purdy was thrown into the fire, and now we've got one where Brock Purdy had an entire week to prepare. And I mean, let's do this. Grade, let's do a grade. Let's do a grade right now. So for Brock Purdy, how would you grade his tape against the Bucs? I'm just curious to see what you guys think about this. So drop your letter grades in the chat. What would you grade Brock Purdy, the 262nd pick in the NFL draft, the very last pick that 31 other teams passed on in his first career start against a defense that bodes a lot of talent? First career start. Rookie. So far, we got one B plus. One B plus. Everything so far is A or A minus. If I had to give you a grade, my grade for Brock Purdy would be a 97.3% out of 100. Going through my notes, he had the interception, got bailed out, so technically doesn't count, right? It's hard to count a play that doesn't count against him. He had the first play was blown on him. He had the miss right after that to Debo. After that, he was locked in. He had one batted pass that came, I had it at the 24-minute mark. So basically at the end of the game, he had one batted pass. All things considered, I gotta give him an A. A solid A that's fringing on, is that an A plus? If you haven't noticed, I didn't do well in school. So these types of grades for me, they're in a spot where I don't have too much familiarity with it. Like, what's an A? Like, what's that? I've never seen one of those, except when I'm watching Brock Purdy tape. Ooh. The curls like it, though. The curls approve of the Brock Purdy hype. So very pleased with it all. And hell, even Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson looked like he had command of the offense. So I love Josh Johnson, man. I really do. I love that he's back. I think he's a great backup with all things considered. The backup to the backup to the backup to the backup. Yeah, I think that's how it works. So Hagrid approves. Hagrid approves. That's me. Woo! Oh, we banging it tonight, baby. Woo! You see the what do they call that? They call it that volume. Is that what it is? Volume. You know, you see the vibes. Hair's looking majestic. But very intrigued. All of it. Very happy. I think we should all be pleased. We should all take a collective sigh of relief that the 49ers are not dead in the water with Brock Purdy at quarterback. In fact, there's a realm of possibility where Brock Purdy's only going to get better and he's going to continue to improve. And like the offense can continue to get better. I mean, we're seeing. I mean, you pull up Brock Purdy's passing charts, you compare it to Jimmy Garoppolo's passing charts, you are seeing him spread the ball around. I think at a higher rate than what we've seen from Jimmy, and Jimmy was playing good ball. That's the even crazier part is Jimmy was playing fantastic. So big test this week, short week, Thursday night football. Brock Purdy heading up to Seattle, his first start on the road, first start in prime time. Another case study, another opportunity to prove to the world, another opportunity to prove to the fan base that we should be confident in Brock Purdy. And if he can get this thing done against a Seattle team that, yes, they lost against the Carolina Panthers at home, it's still a big test. You're going to get a pissed off Seattle team that understands their playoff hopes are on the line. This is December football. December football is different. It's basically like we talk about September football. September football is preseason. Let's just call it what it is. September football is preseason. Football's ugly. Everyone's trying to figure it out. Everyone's trying to gel. September football is preseason. Well, December football is basically mini playoffs because you're trying to control seeding. There are teams that are scrapping and clawing to get into the playoffs. This is the playoffs for some teams. Like, for example, with the Seattle Seahawks, this is a playoff game for them. So I imagine the San Francisco 49ers are going to treat it the same way. It's playoff time, baby. So the stakes are high, and Brock Purdy has an opportunity. What do they say, like, about habits or habit forming things? Like, you need 21 days. If you do something in 21 days, I don't know. I don't know what the saying is, but if Brock Purdy can come out here 3 consecutive weeks in a row, he's going to answer a lot more questions that, people still might have of him. So very excited. I just hope Brock can throw in the cold and wet weather. Well, where did Brock play college ball? He played in Iowa State. Iowa State doesn't play in a dome. What did he play? He played against the Big 12. So he's playing against teams that definitely play in the cold. Iowa State is cold itself. So I don't think that's too far of a stretch for Brock Purdy. Um I think playing in the cold is something he's done for sure. So I'm not sure that's going to be too much of a concern. But I also am not going to pretend. I'm kind of right here with you, Rome. I've never been to Iowa. The most I know about Iowa is because of George Kittle. George Kittle went to University of Iowa, and I know it snows when he goes back to Iowa. So I'm like, that's what I know about Iowa. Like when George Kittle will go back to Iowa in the winter, it's snowing. So I imagine I don't know where the hell Iowa State is in relation to University of Iowa, but I imagine it's pretty cold and chilly and wet. And you find yourself in some pretty raucous environments. So we'll see how it goes, man. I'm pretty excited. So, do you guys believe? Let's do another poll. And if you don't believe, I want to hear from you. It's more to hear from the people that don't believe or maybe hesitant to buy in, which is understandable. But after everything you've seen of Brock Purdy, do you believe in him? Do you believe he has the ability to be the quarterback this year and take them far into the playoffs? Like, do you believe in this quarterback? Like, put aside the hype, put aside the puns, put aside the nicknames, all that type of stuff. Just watching the tape. That's it. We're watching tape, film. How does he play? How does he handle situations? How does he handle pressure? Do you believe he can manage these moments? And if you don't, I would love to hear why you don't believe. Just to understand, because we're not all going to agree, but I don't want it to be like if you don't agree, you're going to get jumped by a bunch of people who do. More so just give an opportunity to understand, I guess. But I don't know if we're going to get that because so far everyone is definitely looking like they're on the same page. So, I see a lot of believers in the chat. A lot of people believe, and it's a good point. He showed it in college. He definitely showed it in college. So, oh, here we go. RX Rob says, not sure yet. This Thursday will be the test. I like it. I can live with that. I can definitely live with that. Let's see. Let's see if Brock Purdy finds himself behind. Let's see what Brock Purdy looks like if he throws an ugly pick for pick 6 that puts the team behind. He's gotta do something. I'm fine for it. I can deal with it. How's he gonna react in those moments? So far, I'm seeing a guy that's got ice in his veins, but we still have more tests to put him through. And this is going to be a good test. I'm so excited. I will be in Seattle this time tomorrow. So, me and my son, we are heading out first thing in the morning. Uh, so I don't think we're going to be having a live tomorrow. Might have a live, maybe like once I get to the hotel or something. We might do like a quick live or something and say what's up. But uh This game's gonna be fun. A chance to clinch first place in the division, a chance to sweep the Seattle Seahawks. I don't someone does anyone have the stat? Like, when was the last time the San Francisco 49ers swept the Seahawks? I can't remember. I'm I really can't remember. I don't know. I don't know if we have. I can't. I don't remember. My boy is turning 10 in January, so he's getting up there. Ooh, Wednesday night, late night gang edition? Maybe. Maybe. Hey, we're gonna be vibing in Seattle, so anything could happen. Who knows what the content is gonna look like from Seattle, but I'm very excited for it. First time to Seattle. This is my first away game. Uh, I have never been to a San Francisco 49ers away game. I've only watched football, professional football in Levi Stadium and Candlestick Stadium. So those are the only NFL stadiums I've been to for a 49ers game. So I'm very excited. The last sweep of Seattle was in 2011. Thank you for that. So 2011, the year we went 13-3, it makes sense. Um, Man, I don't even maybe I wasn't like I didn't have PTSD from the series yet, so it didn't hit the same, but for whatever reason, it just feels like the longest time the 49ers have not been able to sweep Seattle. So I know. We miss you, Jason. I IG's messing with me. I think there's a couple people who didn't get notifications. I don't know why. That seemingly happens on my channel where they just decide no notifications are going to go out. Oh, let's go, Detail. Shorts popping off. I told you. That's my boy. Hey, make sure you guys follow Niners Detail on YouTube. This guy's about to take over the shorts game for 49ers content. So make sure you shoot him a follow. This boy knows how to work short edits. So we were talking about this earlier this week, and they're already popping. Let's go grind. Pop them off, my boy. What numbers are you doing? Share it with us. Let's see. I saw this. What jersey you and the boy rocking? I don't know. What jersey should I wear? I told you I don't wear jerseys to 49er games. I actually wear neutral colors. It's really funny. Ever since I've started treating this like my job, when I go to games, I don't wear colors. I wear neutral colors. You might not even be able to tell I'm a 49er fan sometimes. I wear my residency hats. And like if I wear a residency hat, I've got like my pins on them. Shout out 49ers for sale. Like, so I'll wear like this is about the most 49ers I'll rep at a game. But because we're going into enemy territory, I think I gotta wear a jersey. Not I think, I know. Um my son is probably gonna rock a Kittle jersey, I would imagine. Just because Kittle Hey, this is kind of funny. My mom just texted me this. So my son was born on January 1st, No, excuse me. Bleh. Let me reset that. My son was born on January 13th in 2013. So his birthday is 1/13/13. Number 13 is Brock Purdy. She said it's a sign. Okay. Hey, I'm actually vibing with that. Hey, mom, if you're watching, which I assume you are, I'm vibing with that. I like that a lot. So we're bringing the chosen one to the game, so it might align. It might align. The my firstborn was born on January 13th, 2013. So 1/13/13. Brock Purdy wears number 13. The chosen ones are gonna link. It's a sign, baby. That's hilarious. And I'm like a weird numbers guy too. So that's an interesting correlation. So if we win, I don't know. It's gonna be nuts. Um, but the 13th, the 12th was the divisional round playoff game against the Green Bay Packers. So you remember that game where Cap broke the rushing record against the Green Bay Packers? My son had been in labor. My wife had been in labor for over 24 hours. I thought I was gonna miss the game. So I don't know. Maybe this is a sign. Let me tell you the story. Maybe we have some kind of cosmic connection here. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, my son was my wife was in labor. Water broke. Like it's game time. This happened early, like I'm talking like 2, 3 in the morning on the 12th, and that NFC the divisional round playoff. Kaepernick, when he went crazy against the Green Bay Packers, was on the 12th. So I thought, like, I'm missing this game. I'm about to miss this playoff game. I'm not going to lie, super excited for the birth of my son, but I'm lightweight stressing that I'm going to miss this playoff game. This is how you know I'm a degenerate 49er fan. All right. This is how you know I'm a degenerate 49er fan. My son is being born, greatest day of my life, and I'm stressing because I very well could miss a huge playoff game. So the story goes my wife is in labor all day. All day. Now, Val, this was internal thoughts. Like, I was not vocalizing this. I'm smarter than that. I'm not vocalizing like, "Hey, like, what's going on? When's this baby getting here? We got a playoff game to watch." None of that's going down, all right? So, I just wanna make that clear. Um, so all day, like, the labor is intense. It is, she's like, this is obviously for kind of like our older demographic here, that have kids and have been through this, but, like, you know what it's like to go through labor, like, it's intense. And her contractions and everything was so crazily spaced together, and it was so intense for hours and hours and hours. um we got to the hospital, and, like, again, she's been going through contractions like crazy, like every 5 minutes for like 16 hours. And hey, you know the vibes. We're past an hour and a half. So if we get past an hour and a half, we're getting pregnancy stories. That's what happens. We're off the rails after an hour. After an hour and a half, you're getting pregnancy stories. I don't care. If you've made it through the film and you still want to stick around to listen to pregnancy stories, this is the channel for you. So we get to the hospital a couple hours before the game. It's January 12th, big playoff game. She gets the epidural and the contractions stop. the nurses and doctors stop coming in, and the playoff game starts. After almost 24 hours of intense laboring, gets the epidural, contractions stop. She's chill. I'm chill. Doctors and nurses aren't even checking on us anymore. We watch the entire playoff game in perfect peace. And after the game, my son decided it was time to come. So now that kid who was born after that epic playoff game is now coming back to Seattle. Oh, that's the tie-in. So I don't know. He might be the chosen one. We'll find out. We'll find out. We'll see. But you got the behind the scenes story there. And shout out Roman because my son's name is Roman. So you guys have a great name. But yeah, man, it was a wild ride, absolute wild ride. I'll never forget it. Never forget it. So I hope you enjoyed my story. Anyways, what jersey should I wear? Shout out mom for getting me spinning. Talk about the most epic squirrel. Like that might be up there with one of our bigger squirrel moments on this show. Mom's texted me. Yeah, that's a squirrel moment right there. Shout out coach. I know you see the locks. 49ers film reveal. If you stay till the end, you have no idea what's going to come out of these, with the hairs down. I'm going to Seattle in the morning. Like anything goes. But shout out coach. Shout out all the homies in here. We see you guys. Oh my goodness. So fun. But yeah, I'm feeling, Purdy, the man himself, is saying wear a Trent jersey. My dog gonna have a day on Thursday. I'm thinking about it. I feel like I gotta hit that. Chili says let's hit 100 likes. Smash that like button. You already know the vibes. How do you join the SDS? Chat, let him know. Let him know, chat. Tia, if you're subbed and you like this video and you vibe with the SDS, you're in the SDS. Welcome. We have very simple we're a pretty simple group, but really three things. Charlene says birthing stories from a man's view. Hey, I've been through a lot of births, man. I got a bunch of birthing stories. I don't know if you're ready for those. Yeah, we're not ready for those. I'll save the one that's tied into 49ers football. I only got one that's tied in to 49ers football. So we'll keep it there. I'm not going to go into the other ones because they're wild. We'll only tell the one that actually has some kind of 49ers tie into it. That's the reason why it was told. But absolutely hilarious. Today was a fun live. We're hour 45 in. Still got 300 of you crazy people watching this. Appreciate all you guys. This is a big week. Big game. Brock Purdy. It's gonna be a lot of it's woo. EJ160E says Purdy's hometown and high school is only 1 hour away from the site of Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. It's a sign and a Goodell script. Oh, Goodell script this? That's fire. But that's interesting. That's interesting that if he goes to Arizona for the Super Bowl, it's effectively a home game for him. We're going to start a YouTube series of all, specifically, no, we'll keep it open to men and women, but we'll do 49ers birth stories. And we'll do a YouTube series on how your birth of your children or the birth of you is somehow tied to the San Francisco 49ers. That's how we'll spin it. The birth story is going to either be somehow related to the 49ers. Were you conceived at a 49er game? I have another birth story. I've got another one. I was at 49ers training camp with my son when my wife's water broke for my other kids. Now, this is how you know. I can't believe I'm telling you. It's not a full birth story. I can't believe we're at this part of the show where we're pulling out all these kinds of stories, man. But it happened, so why not? Why the hell not? I'm not going to tell it any other time. I was at training camp in 2019. I was with my son. My wife calls me at the beginning of the training camp practice, and she's like, my water broke. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right. All right. Well, we're going to watch practice, and then I'll come home when it's over. This is how you know I'm a veteran, because the water breaks, you got a long time to go before the real action begins. So we literally sat there and watched the entire practice, not a care in the world, and was like, all right, it's time to go home. Your mom, we're gonna have our other one in a couple hours. Oh gosh. Yeah. Hey, don't ever question my fandom. All right? Don't ever question my fandom. But we've been there, we've done that. My water broke. All right, I'll see you next month. So, thank you for somehow making it this far. I don't know how we got here. I do know how we got here. I just can't believe that we've gotten to this point. But let's end this thing before it goes any further off the rails. The takeaway of today's live: Brock Purdy's good. 49ers offense is good. This team's good. So we're gonna be in a good spot. And I'm going to Seattle tomorrow. And we'll be there for the game. And it's gonna be glorious. So looking forward to it. Shout out to all of you guys who stayed for the film breakdown, aka Pregnancy Stories Chronicles. So we appreciate you guys as always for somehow continuing to vibe with this ginger beard. I don't know why some of you do it, but I appreciate all of you. And definitely I've got some kids, that's for sure. Like I said, we have some experience in this category, but just means we're for real. So I appreciate all you guys. I don't know what tomorrow's going to look like. Normally, how many kiddos do I got 4 kids. I got 3 boys and a girl. So I'm blessed with 3 or 4 beautiful kids. Of course, you guys know about my most recent one. But yes, I have 4 beautiful children. And so I'm a veteran when it comes to childbirth. You have any questions, boys? Boys, you got any question about the birds and the bees? I got you. You need to figure it out, like what the standard operating procedure is. I can help you out there. But I appreciate all you guys as always. It's going to be a lot of fun this week. You guys are the best. I'm out of here for now. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.